Okay, so you've really given us some fascinating material to work with this time.
Yeah.
It's a deep dive into Bulgarian sources on love and relationships. And what's really cool is the range. We've got everything from like the big philosophical questions about like the mystery of love
Right.
to like super practical advice
Yeah.
on, how to keep a relationship strong.
Absolutely.
So our mission in this deep dive is to like distill, all this wisdom that's packed into these Bulgarian texts and kind of, bring it to life
Right.
in a way that's hopefully, both fun and insightful for you listening.
Yeah, I think people are really going to get a lot out of this.
I think so too. And, these sources, they look at love from so many different angles. So we're going to kind of explore those different facets together.
Okay, sounds good.
So let's start with this first one called Nostrochenik,
Okay.
which translates to The Mystery of Love Continued.
Continued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a continuation of this exploration of love.
I like that.
And the very first thing it kind of throws at us is this idea about like the ongoing nature of love's mystery.
Yeah.
So like what keeps it intriguing? What do you think about that?
Well, I think what's really interesting here is that it kind of jumps right into this idea that relationships are something you actively build, not something that just like, happens to you.
Yeah, like you're not just passively receiving love.
Exactly.
You're actually participating in creating it.
Yeah, you're creating it, you're nurturing it.
I like that.
And the text, it starts by exploring the asham,
Okay.
which is like the essence of love and relationships. And right away, it's really clear that they're not talking about, fairy tale endings,
Right.
but this kind of continuous journey of conscious effort and mutual understanding.
Yeah, so it's not about just like, finding the one and then everything's perfect.
Right, exactly.
It's about two people choosing to navigate life together.
Yeah, and choosing to put in the work.
Exactly. And to like keep growing together.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about the initial spark. It's about the work that keeps the fire going.
The long game.
Right, exactly. And they break this essence down
Okay.
into 5 key areas.
Okay, 5 key areas. I'm ready.
Yeah, so the first one is aiaizigyo,
Okay.
which is awareness of the relationship.
Okay, awareness.
And this isn't just like, being aware that you're a couple.
Right.
It sounds like it's something much deeper than that.
Yeah, it's like moving beyond just being in the relationship
Okay.
to like actively engaging with it
Okay.
and engaging with your partner's needs.
So being present and attentive, really invested in like the well-being of the connection.
Exactly. And you can't really nurture something that you're not even noticing.
Right. It's like if you're not paying attention,
Yeah.
how can you possibly know what it needs?
Exactly. You're not going to be very good at taking care of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes me think of like tending a garden.
Oh, yeah.
You need to see what's growing, what needs water, what needs pruning.
Absolutely.
It's the same kind of attention and care.
I love that analogy.
Yeah. So the second aspect that they talk about
Okay.
is glass.
Okay.
So that's the development of emotional intimacy.
Emotional intimacy. Okay.
Yeah. And so how does this source suggest we kind of cultivate that deeper connection?
Well, they're really emphasizing that emotional intimacy isn't something you just suddenly find.
Right.
It's built kind of brick by brick, through
yeah.
shared experiences, open communication, being willing to be vulnerable with each other, and, consistent mutual support.
So it's a process
It is definitely a process.
of opening up and being there for each other.
Yeah, through thick and thin.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's the everyday moments that really build that foundation.
Right. The little things add up.
Exactly. And the third key aspect they talk about is hionisolo,
Okay.
which is building trust.
Trust. Okay.
And this feels like, the bedrock of any strong relationship.
It's like the foundation.
Is the foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's presented as the cornerstone.
Okay.
And they talk about how it's built through consistent honesty, reliability. So doing what you say you'll do,
Right.
and creating this feeling of security between partners.
Yeah, like, you're safe with this person.
Exactly. And without that,
Yeah,
the whole thing can feel shaky.
exactly. And then the fourth aspect is ishumor,
Okay.
maintaining passion.
Passion. All right.
And this might surprise some people
Why is that?
because it's not just, for the honeymoon phase.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It seems like it's something that needs to be actively maintained.
Yeah, definitely. They emphasize that.
Okay.
That it's important to nurture that passion and romance Even after, the initial excitement fades?
Yeah. So it's not just about those like initial fireworks.
Right.
It's about like tending the embers.
Yeah, keeping the flame alive.
Exactly. And so they talk about things like date nights, small acts of romance.
Yeah, little things that show you care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about preventing that feeling of just becoming roommates.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So keeping that spark alive.
The romance alive.
Exactly. And then the fifth and final aspect of this essence.
Okay. Hit me with number 5.
Is of imagio on a voyage.
Okay.
So resolving conflicts and maintaining harmony.
Conflict and harmony. Okay.
And this is interesting because, disagreements are just part of life.
They are part of life.
You can't avoid them.
Nope.
So this is saying that healthy relationships aren't about avoiding conflict,
right,
but about figuring out how to navigate it.
How to handle it well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they talk about finding solutions that work for both partners.
Yep.
And maintaining this kind of overall sense of peace and balance in the relationship.
Yeah, it's like riding the waves,
Yeah, like you're going to have ups and downs.
Exactly, you're going to have storms.
But it's about weathering them together.
Weathering them together and coming out stronger.
I like that. Okay, so those are the 5 pillars of the essence of relationships.
Okay, 5 pillars, got it.
According to this first text, now they shift gears a little bit.
Okay, where are we going now?
And they start talking about Ujja. Okay.
Which are the paths.
The paths, okay.
To lasting love.
So we're moving from like the what to the how.
Yes, okay. So it's less about understanding like the basic elements and more about the specific actions and mindsets that help you cultivate strong and lasting love.
Okay, the actions and the mindsets, I'm ready.
So they're basically saying that, lasting love isn't just luck.
Right.
It's not about finding the right person.
It's about actively creating and nurturing the love.
So you're not just passively waiting for it to happen.
Exactly. You're taking an active role.
Gotcha.
So the first path that they talk about is dipowimium, diporevia.
Okay.
Which is investing in the relationship.
Investing. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so what does that look like in real life? How do you actually invest in a relationship?
Well, they talk about how it's about investing time and energy in shared activities.
Okay.
Quality time together.
So like actually making time for each other.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just about being physically present.
Right.
It's about being present mentally and emotionally.
So like actually engaging with each other and creating those shared memories.
Yes, and being interested in each other's interests.
Right.
Even if they're not your own.
Yeah, like supporting each other's passions.
Exactly, and showing that the relationship is a priority.
Exactly. It's not just something that you squeeze in when you have time.
Right, you're making time for it.
You're making it a priority.
Yeah, because it's important.
Exactly. And the second path that they talk about is aperigum.
Okay.
Which is the development of communication.
Communication, okay.
And we hear this all the time, right?
We do. It's like the golden rule.
But what's the specific angle here? What are they emphasizing?
Well, they're highlighting the importance of open, honest, and empathetic communication.
Okay.
And it's not just about talking at each other.
Right.
It's about really hearing and understanding your partner's perspective.
So it's about listening.
Yes, active listening.
Yeah. Not just waiting for your turn to talk.
No, you're actually trying to understand where they're coming from.
Trying to see their point of view.
Exactly. And they present this effective communication as the key to navigating challenges.
Okay.
Resolving misunderstandings and just like deepening your understanding of each other.
So communication is like the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
That helps you connect even when things get rough.
Exactly. It helps you stay connected.
Yeah. And then the third path that they talk about is ajesha parosha.
Okay.
Understanding individual needs.
Individual needs.
And this is important because even though we're in a relationship, we're still individuals.
We are still our own people.
We have our own needs and desires.
Absolutely.
And so this is saying that, recognizing and respecting those individual needs is crucial for a fulfilling partnership.
Yeah, you got to have that balance.
Right. And what makes one person feel loved and supported might be totally different for the other person.
Right. Different love languages.
Exactly. And so being attuned to those differences is really important for harmony.
It's like a key ingredient.
It is a key ingredient. All right. So those are the paths to cultivate.
Okay, paths. I'm taking notes.
But they also point out some,
what's that?
which are obstacles.
Obstacles. Okay.
Things to avoid.
Roadblocks.
Roadblocks.
Yeah. I'm ready for the obstacle.
So what are some of the major pitfalls that we should be watching out for?
All right. So the first obstacle they warn us about is eniagoa Jonah.
Okay.
Ignoring problems.
Ignoring problems.
This is so common, you know?
It is easy to just sweep things under the rug.
Yeah. Hoping they'll just go away on their own.
But they rarely do.
No, they don't. They usually just get bigger.
They fester.
They fester.
And then they explode.
Exactly. And it can cause a lot of damage.
So this is about being proactive, about addressing those challenges.
Facing them head on.
Rather than just hoping for the best.
Yeah. Wishful thinking doesn't usually cut it.
No, it doesn't. So what's the second obstacle?
The second obstacle they talk about is ave.
Okay.
Lack of empathy.
Lack of empathy. Okay.
And this one's huge.
Yeah, because if you can't understand or even try to understand where your partner's coming from,
right,
it's really hard to connect.
It creates a huge disconnect.
It does, and it makes it really hard to support each other.
Yeah, you're not on the same page.
You're not. And you can end up feeling very alone.
Absolutely, even when you're together.
Exactly. And so this is about putting yourself in your partner's shoes, even when it's difficult.
Yeah, even when you don't agree.
Even when you don't agree.
It's about trying to see things from their perspective.
And what about the third obstacle?
The third one is oja, which is inconsistency in the relationship.
Inconsistency.
And this is all about, unpredictability, lack of consistent effort, sending mixed signals.
Like you're hot and cold.
Exactly. And that can create a lot of insecurity.
Right. Because your partner doesn't know what to expect.
Yeah, they're walking on eggshells.
And it can erode trust over time.
Absolutely, because they don't know if they can rely on you.
Exactly. So consistency is really key.
Yeah, it builds that sense of safety and security.
Oh. All right, so that gives us a really good overview of the first part of the mystery of love continued.
Oh, okay, a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
And now we're going to move into a section called Hoja. Hoja, what's that?
Which means practical advice.
Practical advice. Okay, I like where this is going.
So this is where we get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay, the actionable.
The actionable stuff.
Okay.
Like, how do we actually take these big ideas and put them into practice?
Right, because it's one thing to talk about it.
It is.
But it's another thing to actually do it.
Exactly. And the overarching message here is that, nurturing a relationship, it's not passive.
Right.
It takes effort.
It takes conscious effort.
Conscious effort, yeah.
And consistent action.
Exactly. And they break down this advice into a bunch of different categories.
Okay, let's hear it.
So let's dive into these practical tips.
All right, I'm ready. So the first category is Adas Jongersel.
Okay.
Which is maintaining intimacy and passion in the relationship.
Intimacy and passion, got it.
And so what kind of specific advice do they give for this?
Well, two things really stand out.
Okay.
The first one is aserio achaksa, as a function of the amateur much gorgeous.
Okay.
Creating time for intimacy.
Creating time.
Okay. And this is all about, actually scheduling dedicated time for connection, even when life gets busy.
Yeah, because it's easy to let that slide.
Oh, it's so easy.
When you're stressed and busy.
You got work, you got kids, you got all these things going on.
And so this is about making it a priority.
Making it a non-negotiable.
Like scheduling a date night.
Yeah, putting it in the calendar.
And protecting that time.
Exactly.
And the second piece of advice they give in this category is about azashio.
Okay.
Physical closeness.
Physical closeness, all right.
And they're reminding us that, physical affection plays a really important role in strengthening that emotional bond.
Absolutely.
And it could be anything from holding hands to cuddling to,
more intimate touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just about sex.
Right.
It's about all those little ways that we physically connect.
Showing affection.
Showing affection, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's so important.
It is so important.
And often overlooked.
Yeah. We forget about those little things.
Yeah, we do.
So the second category of advice.
Okay, what's next?
Is Koker.
Okay.
Effective conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution. Okay, I need this one.
We all need this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, conflicts are inevitable.
They are going to happen.
So this is about how to handle them well.
Right. So we don't blow things out of proportion.
Exactly. And so the first piece of advice they give here is artist, which means listening with understanding.
Listening with understanding, okay.
And this is about really hearing your partner's perspective during disagreements.
Okay.
Trying to see things from their point of view.
Yeah.
Instead of just, planning your rebuttal.
Oh, yeah, that's a trap.
While they're talking.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that.
It is easy to do.
But you got to listen to understand, not just to respond.
Exactly. And the second piece of advice is holioic.
Okay.
seeking compromises.
Compromises, okay.
And so this is highlighting the need for both partners to be willing to find solutions that work for both of them.
Right. So nobody feels like they lost.
Exactly. It's not about one person winning.
No, it's about finding a win-win.
Finding a win-win, yeah.
Where both people feel heard.
And respected.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the third category is ADAM account up.
Okay.
Developing emotional intelligence and empathy.
Emotional intelligence and empathy. Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but it's so important.
It is really important.
And so how do they suggest we actually cultivate these things?
Well, they start by talking about adamako.
Okay.
Recognizing emotions.
Recognizing emotions.
Okay, so this is about self-awareness.
Okay.
Being able to identify your own feelings, but also being aware of your partner's emotional state.
Okay.
What are they feeling?
Yeah, are they happy? Are they sad? Are they stressed?
Right. Are they angry?
Being able to read those cues.
Exactly. And then the second piece of advice in this category is lemmalami. Showing empathy.
Empathy, all right.
And this is about demonstrating that you understand and care about your partner's feelings.
So,
even if you don't agree with them.
even if you don't agree,
You can still empathize.
You can still validate their feelings. So it's about tuning in to the emotional world of the relationship.
Yeah, both your own and your partner's.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm liking this.
Okay, good. So the fourth category is pomko.
Okay.
Maintaining individuality within the relationship.
Individuality.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
It is an interesting one because,
You're a couple.
You're a couple.
But you're also still individuals.
We're still individuals, exactly. And so this is about making sure that we're nurturing both the us and the me.
Right, that balance.
That balance, yeah. And so what kind of advice do they give for this?
Well, they stress the importance of respecting each other's need for adult pumpkins.
Okay.
Which is personal space and time.
Personal space and time, all right.
So giving each other room to breathe, to have their own hobbies and interests.
And also, alapomke.
Okay.
Supporting personal goals. So, encouraging each other's ambitions, even if they're different from your own.
Yeah. Even if they're not things you personally understand.
Right. And this is seen as really vital for maintaining that healthy balance.
Yeah. You don't want to lose yourself in the relationship.
You don't want to lose yourself.
Right.
And you don't want your partner to lose themselves either.
Exactly. You both need to thrive as individuals.
Exactly. Okay. So the fifth category of advice.
Okay. What's number 5?
Is all about Jody Mashesho.
Okay.
Which is expressing gratitude and appreciation.
Gratitude and appreciation. All right.
And this is something that's so easy to forget.
It really is.
Especially when you've been together for a long time.
Yeah. You start to take each other for granted.
You do.
And you forget to appreciate the little things.
Exactly. And so what are they recommending?
Well, they encourage us to
Okay.
regularly express thankfulness.
Thankfulness. Okay.
For your partner's actions and qualities.
Both big and small.
Yes, even the little things.
The little things, yeah.
Because they all add up.
They do. And they also emphasize the importance of juri abakavis.
Okay.
Demonstrating appreciation.
Showing it.
Showing it.
Not just saying it.
Through words and actions.
Right, because actions speak louder than words.
They often do.
Yeah.
And so it's about making your partner feel seen, valued.
And appreciated.
And appreciated.
Not taken for granted.
Exactly. Okay, so the sixth category of advice.
All right, bring on number 6.
Is a bucky work.
Okay.
Working on oneself and personal development.
Working on yourself. Okay.
And this might seem a little counterintuitive.
How so?
Because we're talking about relationships.
Right.
But this is about focusing on yourself.
Okay, but how does that benefit the relationship?
Well, they're suggesting that, self-improvement.
Yeah.
Self-improvement.
Self-improvement. Okay.
Positively impacts the relationship.
I see.
Because when you're growing as an individual, you bring that growth and that energy into the partnership.
Yeah, you're bringing your best self to the table.
Exactly. And they also talk about the importance of helbia.
Okay.
Healthy habits.
Healthy habits, sorry.
So, taking care of your physical and mental well-being.
So basically a healthier means a healthier relationship.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, good. So the seventh category is about abima. developing trust and security.
Trust and security, we talked about that before.
I did.
As being like the foundation.
As being the foundation, yeah.
So how do we keep building on that?
Exactly. And so here, they're reinforcing that idea with the advice. Be reliable.
Be reliable.
Okay. So this is about consistency in your words and actions.
Yeah. Walking the walk.
Walking the walk. And they also highlight Jamosha.
Yeah.
Honesty and transparency.
Honesty.
As being absolutely crucial for building and maintaining trust.
Yeah. No secrets.
No secrets. And open communication.
Open and honest.
Exactly. Okay. The 8th category is all about Hawe Jamosha.
Oh, God.
Keeping romance alive.
Keeping the spark alive.
Keeping the spark alive.
Yeah. I like it.
And so how do we prevent things from getting too routine?
Yeah. How do we keep things exciting?
Well, the first piece of advice they give is aulea fishas. Plan dates.
Plan dates, all right.
So intentionally creating those special moments together.
Yeah. Making time for romance.
Exactly. And they also emphasize the importance of your froken.
Okay.
Small, thoughtful gestures.
Small gestures. Okay.
And these are the little things that can make a big difference.
Yeah, the little things mean a lot.
They do. And it's about reminding your partner that you're thinking of them.
Yeah, that they're loved and appreciated.
That you care.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be anything big.
Right. It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. All right. So the 9th category.
All right. Almost there.
Is Zebia.
Okay.
The ability to forgive.
Forgive. Okay.
And let go of the past.
Letting go, yeah.
Because holding on to resentment can be so damaging.
It's like poison.
It is like poison.
Yeah, it eats away at the relationship.
And so the first thing they say here is forgiveness.
Okay.
Forgiveness is important.
Forgiveness is important, all right.
And it's important for moving past conflicts, preventing them from, haunting the relationship.
Yeah. You don't want to keep rehashing the same old arguments.
Exactly. You have to let go.
You got to move on.
And they also say, kibit, don't dwell on past hurts.
Don't dwell in the past.
Okay. Focus on the present and the future.
The present and the future.
Yeah. Instead of being weighed down by what's already happened.
Yeah. Learn from it and move on.
Learn from it and move on. Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
Okay, good. And then the 10th and final category of advice from this source.
All right. Last but not least.
Is avo hi. Seeking external help when necessary.
Seeking help? Okay.
And this is something that a lot of people are hesitant to do.
Yeah, there's a stigma around it.
There is a stigma, but it's so important.
It is.
To know that it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely. Everyone needs help sometime.
Exactly. And so they're saying, avo pi.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to seek guidance.
Seek guidance. Okay.
From a therapist or a counselor. When you're facing challenges.
Yeah, especially if you're feeling stuck.
Especially if you're feeling stuck.
Or like you're hitting a wall.
And they highlight that ohuvko.
Okay.
Counseling can help.
Counseling can help, all right.
To provide you with, guidance, new perspectives.
Yeah, sometimes you need a fresh perspective.
You do, and strategies.
Yeah, tools to help you move forward.
To help you move forward in your relationship.
Okay, I think that's really important advice.
It is. It's so important to normalize seeking help.
Absolutely.
When you need it.
It's a sign of strength, not weakness.
It is a sign of strength. All right. So that was a very comprehensive set of practical advice.
It was.
So hold on tight, let your heart be free. The best of love is what we can't see. Through laughter, through tears, through all we've been through, the mystery of love is me and you. Oh, the mystery of love, how it pulls us near. Through every moment, through joy and fear, a journey we take, no map, no plan, just hearts wide open, hand in hand. And if the road feels rough someday, Just close your eyes, I'll lead the way. Love's not just words, it's what we do. A promise we keep, a path for two. The mystery of love is me.